Greetings, humans. I'm Andre.
And I'm George.
And this is Couscous.
Welcome back to the Windmill Full of Corpses.
Oh boy.
That's all I have to say is, oh boy.
It has been a minute, and by a minute I mean a year. Well, more than a year. But it's the culture of orbiting about. They're back. The boys are back.
The boys are back in town, boys are back in town.
And they're back with tales. Tales of war. Not any kind of tales. Tales about grim stuff. And the cover artwork looks like you'd expect an Orbit Culture cover artwork to look like. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what we're getting into. I don't know to what degree they may have changed or not their sound. I don't know if it's going to be on the next album because the announcement said that it's part of a project that serves as a bridge into the next chapter of Orbit Culture. So they might have like an EP or something in between, again, albums. We'll see. I'm just hyped as hell, man. I mean, no. It's gonna drop. What the? I can't. Bro! You go, Chris! Get the fuck out. I dropped them. Okay. If I need new headphones, Chris, you're paying them. So I was watching a podcast yesterday with Jeremy Renner. Do you know who Jeremy Renner is? Jeremy Renner is the actor that played Barton in the Avengers series.
Oh.
The podcast wasn't about Barton. It was about an experience he had on January 1st in 2023 when he tried to stop a moving snowplow and got caught under a 6.5-ton machine and had 38 broken bones and his skull cracked open and he could see one of his eyes with his other eye. He did a full recovery. Took about a year. It's good to know how long the prognostic will be from what I just got floored with. This isn't the snowplow because it's the fucking avalanche. This buries the snowplow. Oh. I like how all
It's been a while since I got hit with adrenaline so hard.
I like how all the video is just tsunami shots and you just went full on snowplow mode, like complete incoherence. I mean, I don't know if it's the waves of the sea crushing tsunamis against the impenetrable shore of stone, or if it's an avalanche carving its way down the mountain. Either way, it's something that was summoned by Odin. I refuse to review this song. It's like, it's a drug. It just got in my veins in like half a second. And you know that scene in Breaking Bad where Jesse does heroin? And I'm not condoning the use of heroin, by the way, but there's just this visual part where he just kind of starts floating off the bed and it tries to give you his experience. Don't do heroin. I don't do drugs. You don't do drugs. That's not what I'm endorsing. The point is, don't do heroin. Do orbit culture.
Yes.
It's the same thing.
What's it feel like?
Except all the health complications.
Yeah, except for that. Like, it doesn't kill you, it makes you better.
Yes.
I mean, unless you die in the pit.
This is the best example of what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yes, unless you die in the pit.
You won't die in the pit. If you die in the pit, you're always welcome at the Windmill.
I have some ideas. Do we want to try to actually review this?
There are things I want to say.
Go ahead.
I love the Chris.
We both love Chris.
Dude, so he knows how to make kick snares interesting, because at the root of the song, you have kick, snare, kick, snare. That's the pace. But there's always the strums coming in, and he always adds additional snare placements and does all these transitions on top of it. And he subtly eases his way into machine gun drumming, because he's gonna be like, you have a double kick spurt here, then you have a run, then you have another double kick spurt, and they'll get more frequent, then they'll get longer, and he just builds his way towards that. And he does that like a tease. It does it a bit on the first verse, does it a bit more on the second. It always clears out into the kick snare when the chorus hits. The bridge is all on top of the kick snare, and then at the end he just goes full on, built maximum momentum.
Yeah.
So it's just the way the same thing that they do with with orchestrations and layers of vocals to just add to the song as it progresses. He does the same thing with adding intricacy and then just more drums.
Yeah. I feel like the guitars are actually what's keeping the song constant here.
Yeah.
And just the kick snare pattern that you mentioned in the drums, and everything else is just bringing these tidal waves of growth and easing.
Well, that's the cool thing. That's what keeps the drums so interesting, because he has all of these chaotic details that keep adding, but the foundation is always there.
Yeah.
You always know that it's this.
Yeah.
You never lose track of it.
Yeah. What hearing you just going on this rant got me thinking of is what they do, given the emotional tone that they combine with these rhythmic and song dynamics, is that it's so expressive of describing like a sensation of gradual overwhelm.
Yeah.
And then the emotional tone actually feels like a deep exhale and kind of like a release.
Yeah.
It's got that cathartic,
when that chorus comes in.
Yeah.
So it feels to me like that's what their music is aimed to do. It confronts you with this state that you might be in a lot of the times. I have been in it lately because I've been listening to Boston Be a Man and trying to live by his principles.
If you have to pick up something heavy, don't ask for any help. Throw your back out. Be a man.
So I've definitely had that gradual state of overwhelm where I definitely need a release afterwards. And just like, you know, the shadowing where there's the part in the video where like the band is just sitting there with the light behind them and then the protagonist just reaches out and grabs Niklas's hand or something. Yeah, and then you get the orchestrations and I lose my shit in one of our first reactions ever. I remember that. That's what the cathartic element of orbit culture is. It's just that reaching hand when you're in stress and telling you that you can do it and be a man, but a lot more elegantly than Boston Be a Man does. Yeah. They had a guitar solo. Yes. Which isn't very common for them. Mm-hmm. It wasn't very technical. Mm-hmm. It was kind of subtle. It just added to that melody, flew out of the chorus, sort of soaring on it a bit and then getting more toned down and merging into the orchestral theme and then getting lost in it. You know what that solo made me think? What? Valhalla. Marcus Valhalla. He even had the flying V upwards like Valhalla plays it. And just the melodies had, like, I feel like the melodies in Insomnium really grab the sort of emotional tone that the sort of more doomy Finnish bands get like Insomnium. That's also why it's so cathartic. But it's just so much heavier. Yeah. It's heavier than the heaviest it's heavier than Wolfheart. It's the production. It's just the extremely boomy production. Yeah. And I'm sorry, when Niklas showed up with his hair in the wind over his face like this, that's a beautiful man. That's a specimen right there. That is how to use fans and the green screen properly. I'm not sure if this was on a green screen or if they actually filmed it on rock. I mean, they might have had rocks, but there's no way that background wasn't digitally generated with the clouds waves and stuff. And the video also got me thinking Ategnatos by Helveti. It had a lot of that vibe. You also had the raven or the bird or whatever the hell it was. Yeah. Just these clouds behind them and they're atop a mountain. Yeah, but you also had the sea waves and the birds with the sea waves crashing and all of that. Basically a lot of epic natural imagery. I have no idea how it ties into the tales of war, but we'll probably find that out when we look into the lyrics. I have one more thing to say. Vocal layers. No. What? I want to talk to Niklas. Orbit Culture fans, I want to do an interview with Niklas. I will do it. I am putting this out now. Yeah, pester him. I am saying this because I want to get him to do it. Mm-hmm. And if you can pester Niklas. Well, not with Niklas, just anyone in the band. I just want to pick someone's brain about this stuff. Yeah, so you're gonna pester them and you're gonna pester them too. And I'm gonna sit on the sidelines eating popcorn. Michael Jackson moment. Yes. Are we done here? No. So if you enjoyed this reaction, we'd greatly appreciate the likes and shares. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe with bells on. Thank you very much for stopping by. We hope you enjoy your stay and we'd love to see you back at the Windmill very soon. Corpse is out.